Hello, it is I, Claire of Clarity with Claire. How are you doing? Right, so again, trying to be more YouTubey. I've got you that way, but I've got to remember to look at the camera, which is there. So I'm looking at you. How you doing? You doing all right? I just had my glasses on. Shall I show you? I put my glasses on. It makes me look like an owl. Woo, woo, tweet woo. Yes, makes me look like an owl. Not saying a wise owl, just a mad, slightly demented one. How are you? I am okay. Now, I apologise, first of all, that this is slightly later than anticipated. I was intending to do this video at the beginning of the week and I didn't. Because of things happening, you know, just life getting in the way, as it does. But now I'm doing it. So you're very professionally stacked on DVD boxes and in a rack and a thing behind you to try and get an angle. Does it work? Possibly not, but anyway, here we go. So yes, hello, Claire of Clarity with Claire. How are you doing? And I promised you I would tell you about my Glastonbury trip. So I think probably most of you within the UK will know that Glastonbury is a little town in the never eat shredded, in the west. Did you learn the compass points by going never eat shredded wheat? That's how I learnt the compass points. Anyway, so it's the southeast of England. And the Glastonbury Tor and that area is supposed to be, or said to be by many people, the heart chakra of the earth, of Mother Gaia. And my lovely husband said, we can have a few days away. Where would you like to go? And for some reason, months ago, is it months? Well, it feels like months because it's like the months this year have gone really quickly. Time has like sped up so much. But yes, he said, and I said, I would like to go to Glastonbury, please. Didn't know why, but that's what I said. So he organised it and we went the bank holiday Monday, which of August, which was the 25th, 26th, 27th? No, might be slightly earlier. But that bit of August anyway, that's where we went. So just a couple of weeks ago, really, that I am filming this. And I didn't know why I needed to go, but it's a nice place and I thought, let's go again. So anyway, we went. But before we went, I was starting to get information. Now, some of you may know and some of you may not know that I do a little bit of trance. I do. I go into trance. Don't be scared. It's not scary, okay? Certainly not the way I do it anyway. And in trance, I was fed information by beautiful energies. And I didn't go into full trance, but because I needed to remember what I was being told. So I went into trance in two different groups with two different lots of people, and the information started to build and build and build. And the energy that came through was the Archangel Gabriel. Now, I didn't go into the full embodiment of that energy. It was quite a light touch trance. But when I was in trance, they said that they wanted to be known as Gabrielle. So I was working with the feminine aspect of the Archangel. Saw beautiful gold, absolutely glorious. And basically I was sort of told that I needed to go to the Tor and work with the energy of the Tor to anchor positive energy in to Mother Gaia through her heart chakra. I'm sorry if this isn't a bit more like woohoo mouthed out there, but please bear with me because there is a point. So I also had some information from another trance medium who gave me a bit more information, saying that I need to be building an energetic pyramid and with clear quartz crystals around the base of the Tor. All fine. So information was dipping in. And for once in my life, I decided to go with it and flow with the energy and the information that I was being given. So, as some of you know, or some of you may not know, although I come across as really quite, on these videos, as quite bubbly, quite confident, I'm actually riddled with self-doubt. And this is very much me at my best. Because I'm relatively new to all this spiritual work. I've only been doing it, 2 or 3 years as I am now, but I'm getting better and better, and it's wonderful, and I'm so blessed and so grateful that energies and the light and light bodies are working with me and seem to deem that I'm fit enough to do so. Anyway, so for once I was going with it. I was trusting in the flow of the information. I was trusting in the process of going to Glastonbury and doing this work. Now, I don't know if you know Glastonbury Tor, but it's a really quite, have a look at it, or have a look at my Instagram page, which I think is Seek Clarity with Claire 2023, because there is a reel on there of me actually doing the work at Glastonbury, and you will get a picture of the tour. It looks like a pimple until you get to it, and then it looks quite daunting. So with my health, because I have chronic fatigue and fibro and other stuff, I was really worried about getting to the top of the tour, because I knew it's what a climb it is. It really is quite a steep climb. But I thought I'll just trust in the process, Anyway, got to the tour on the Saturday morning, and it was beautifully dry weather. We got there quite early, managed to find a parking space, but you have to get the little bus across up to the door because there's no parking at the door. And everything was just starting to fall into place. And this was going to be a recurring theme for the few days that we were there. Everything that needed to happen happened, and I met the right people. Again, more on that in a moment. So we get to the tour, and I'm looking at this massive landmass that is the tour, and I'm like, I mean, in England, for me, it's massive. I know in other parts of the world it wouldn't be. It wouldn't be a mere gnat bite, but for me, it was like, oh my goodness, I'm not going to get to the top. And then it came to me, you don't need to be getting to the top, because the top of the tour is the masculine. You are working at the feminine. You are working at the base. So I looked at the tour, and there was this lovely archway, this sort of like ferny, greeny archway of vegetation to the left. I know I'm backwards with you, but I was going to the left of the tour. So I knew how to go to the left, and I went through this little thing. My husband in tow, who doesn't do this stuff at all. He just facilitates me. Poor, beautiful man that he is. So we went to the left, and there was a lovely little bench for my husband to sit on. Perfect. He's sitting there with his book. Fabulous. And then there's a view out across the Somerset Levels, which is the flat landscape which surrounds one side of the tour. And it was beautiful. So I set myself up with my little grid. Again, if you look on Instagram, you'll see the grid. A few days before that, or a few weeks before that, I'd been given the information that I needed to be working with a golden pyramid. And I went into a charity shop, and there waiting for me was this beautiful stone pyramid. I don't know what the stone is. I think I have shown people before. Don't know what the stone is, but it was there waiting for me in the charity shop for £3. And I was like, yes, thank you very much. That's a bit of confirmation. So I took my pyramid with me. So that's the first thing I had on the grid. The second thing I had on the grid was my little statue of Ganesh, who's been, I think, one of my guides for quite a long time, sort of sitting there in the background. And he needed to come with me because he works about removing obstacles and easing paths and all that sort of thing. So he was with me as well. I also took some clear quartz crystals and set those around the base of the pyramid, because that's what I was shown to do before I got there. So I had a few tools with me, but these are just sort of reminders, because I'm a very visual person. I need to have visual reminders of things. And also, having been an early year teacher for my entire life until a few years ago, I like to have objects as teaching aids. I don't know why I'm doing this. I don't know why. But yeah, I like to have objects to show and to do and to demonstrate. So I set my little grid up and I sat in meditation for about an hour, I would say, which for me is quite a long time because I've got a bit of a butterfly brain. I get the fluttering. So for me to sit in meditation for that amount of time is quite good. So while I was in meditation, I was shown building an energetic, placing crystals around the base. And it turned out to be an entire circle around the base. I've got a visual aid. Because you're over there, you're not there, you're there. I've got a visual aid. I'm hoping it. So a circle around the base of the Tor, which is where I energetically placed quartz crystals. And they were massive quartz crystals, jiggity-jaggading all the way around the base of the Tor. And then in the centre of the Tor, or over the top of the Tor, I had to build an energetic pyramid. So there we go, look. Energetic pyramid over the top of the Tor. I'm using my chest as a thing. Energetic pyramid over the top of the Tor. And then, when I was in meditation, I was shown a Merkaba. Here's my Merkaba. Now, Merkaba, I believe, is one of the platonic solids. Is it a platonic solid? I'm not quite sure. But I know the Merkaba is supposed to stand for the combination and balance of mind, body and spirit. But it is, of course, sacred geometry. So I saw a Merkaba that was sort of sitting over the top of the pyramid. The Merkaba I saw was amethyst. Don't quite know why it was amethyst, but it was amethyst. And it was over the top of the pyramid sitting like that. And again, when I was in meditation, I was shown the dragons that were sleeping in like a nest. They were white dragons sleeping in a nest underneath the Tor. Now, you may say, how do you know? I don't know. And many people may well say, oh, I don't think that's right. That's wrong. You're doing it wrong. And I'm quite open to being wrong. All I can go on is what I was shown, what I was supposed to do. So this is what I felt I needed to do. And remember, I'm working energetically. Anyway, so I've not left anything or buried anything in the sacred ground of the Tor. This is all just energetic work. So yeah, so I did that, was there for a while. And then about an hour after, we had to catch the bus back to town. And everything was good. But I can remember, because of my chronic self-doubt, I was like, it would be so nice if I got some kind of confirmation that I was doing the right thing. Oh, and I forgot to tell you. Oh, this is important. When I was in meditation, I was shown that the circle of crystals at the base and the Merkaba at the top was spinning in different directions. I can't do it like that. They were spinning in different directions, creating a vortex of energy, or creating a vortex to draw the energy down into the Tor and into Gaia. That is what I was shown, and that is what I was doing. So that was all good. Got on the bus back into town. And then I went into the town hall where there was a little mind, body and spirit event happening. And no stalls particularly pulled me towards them, because you know energetically which way where you're supposed to go. I was just trusting in the flow. Where do I go? Who do I talk to? And I was drawn to this lovely lady. Where is she? Where is she? There she is. I've got her card here. There she is. I'll just read it because it's back to front. Vivienne of Lorient. Artisan. Oh, sorry, I've got a phone. I'll just cover up her phone number. But she is an artist, and I got to talking to her. She's like, oh, what are you doing in Glastonbury? And I explained, working with the Tor. She says, well, I've been working on releasing the curses from the Tor. So she was obviously the right person to talk to. Anyway, she is the most beautiful artist. Oh, she's also, may I say, on Instagram. So please go and find her. Vivian of Lorien. Okay. She's the most beautiful artist, and her work holds energy. You can just feel it. And one of the things I bought from her was this. Now, I was drawn to it, of course, because of the colours, because of the blues and the golds, which I absolutely adore. I was also drawn to it because it's got pyramidic shapes on it. And also, I don't know if you can see, but that little bit there, I'm going to zoom in. I don't know if it's going to work. Are you going to focus? Are you going to focus? You're not going to focus. But to me, anyway, it looks a little bit like the top of the Tor. Okay? So I was like, okay, so that's one little bit of evidence, or one little bit of corroborativeness that says, yes, what I've been doing was the right thing to do at that time, which was wonderful. And then we sort of had a pootle around Glastonbury. And like I've said before, some areas of Glastonbury are beautiful. Some areas have got very muddled energy indeed. And I was looking forward to finding the church where there's the sacred thorn bush, which is supposed to be where Jesus, Yeshua, created the first church, which was a shrine to his mother, Mother Mary. We found the church, we found the sacred bush. However, it was, again, the energy there was very muddled because there were lots of people just using it as a green space, having a picnic. And the church was closed, unfortunately. In fact, both churches were closed, which was unfortunate, but as it was supposed to be. I obviously wasn't meant to go in there, which was fine. The next day, we go back to Glastonbury, and I said, right, I want to go to the Abbey, which is, again, a beautiful space, absolutely serene, because we got there as soon as the gates opened. So I was able to go in with hubby again, who was carrying his book. Long-suffering hubby, beautiful man. I was able to go in when it was so quiet and so peaceful and very few people there, and I was just able to soak in the serenity and the peace of that space. And I thought, oh, I'll meditate under a tree. And I tried. I found a beautiful yew tree, gorgeous, most holy, sacred tree, massive. And I tried to meditate, connected to the tree, tried to meditate, and I just couldn't. I don't know why. I was like, okay, so I'm just going to sit here. So I just sat in the energy of the tree and the energy of the Abbey, and allowed that peace, that tranquility to go through to my soul, shall we say. Oh, and now my voice has changed, which is also very interesting. So, yeah, did that. Beautiful. Spent quite a long time there. And then I'd booked to go to the Chalice Well, which again is a sacred space where you have water that comes, which is imbued with iron. So it's called the Red Well, but it's the Chalice Well Gardens. And the last time I was there, I was told I was gifted this most beautiful ball of energy while paddling in the water, which was freezing, but gorgeous. I gifted that to a lovely lass who needed it. This time I was sitting, I'd been paddling around in the water, got very cold toes, but loving it, beautiful. And it was so peaceful again, so serene, truly tranquil, truly sacred. And I was sitting there and I was like, oh, I wonder if I need to approach anybody this time. And I was told very clearly in my head, the voices in my head. I mean, years ago, I'd have been locked up in an asylum, but never mind. The voices in my head, or the voice in my head said, no, 2 people will approach you. I was like, okay, let's just go with it. So I was sitting there and this beautiful beam of light just hit me through the trees. And I was just so grateful. And so it was just enjoying the tranquility so much. And then this lovely lady approached me. Now, I believe she was originally from Sweden, Netherlands, something like that. I'm not quite sure, and for that I apologise. And I also didn't grab your name. So again, for that, I apologise. She approached me and we got to talking, and I explained I was told that I would need to give the messages to 2 people and they would approach me. So I gave her her message, and she was on a retreat with a group of ladies who I believe were from Italy, and they all were wearing this beautiful rose, and they felt like they were exploring the Mary Magdalene energy. I'm not sure if that's right. I could be completely wrong. Like I said, our interaction was intense, beautiful, but quite intense. Magical, just so full of magic. It was amazing. So I gave this lady her message, and it was obviously what she needed to hear, because it was backing up everything that she had been learning and growing with. So it was, again, I was acting as confirmation from spirit, from the divine, for her. And then another lady that was also on the retreat approached. And she was a beautiful soul, and I recognised her soul. She recognised my soul. And I says, we have definitely had past lives together, at least 2, one of which was in a nunnery. Her English was good, but not as good as the other lady. So the other lady very kindly acted as my translator. So I had a conversation with her, gave her her message, and then we just had this amazing hug, like 2 souls that have known each other in past, being reunited and just giving each other love, support and healing. And it was beautiful. I mean, she was a beautiful girl anyway, but her soul was beautiful, and my soul recognised her soul, and it was lovely. It was glorious. And then the first lady says, well, I was on the tour yesterday and I found a rock. Can you see? It's a little heart-shaped rock. And this lovely lady said, I would like you to have it. Now, to a lot of people, they'd say, oh, it's just a rock. It's just a funny shaped rock. To me, it was like one of the best gifts I've ever received, because she'd picked it up because it meant something to her from the tour that she obviously wanted to take back with her. But to me, it was a message from the tour. It's like, yeah, you did the right thing. Because again, self-doubts, ego self-doubts. So she gifted me this, she says, this beautiful rock, heart-shaped rock she gifted me from the tour, and I was so thankful. And the other lady gifted me a beautiful selenite heart on a cord string, which again was totally unnecessary, and I was so touched and so grateful and so thankful, and it was wonderful. And it was just wonderful. So we spent a little time, and then I knew it was time to leave, so I found the husband who'd finished his book and then we went to the White Well. Now, if you've not been to the White Well, it's in a building. It's housed within a building, a very sacred space. And I just walked into that space, and even though it was very busy space, lots of people, not particularly spiritual, many of them, and it was loud and it was noisy, but the energy in that space was so incredible. It was amazing. And yeah, I just felt I was walking around, let my feet get wet in the paddly bits. If you can hear rustling in the background, that's the husband who's currently putting the bins out. And the dog's opened the door, so that's why you can hear. That's what you can hear. And he's just letting me get on with it. And I was in this space, which is very dark, very sacred, very womb-like, I have to say. And I just felt the need to sing. Now, one of my guides is an ancient priestess, and she often, when I'm in trance working with her, she often will sing. And I just wanted to sing, so I did. And people were there doing all sorts of things, in the water and out the water, and, you know, and nobody turned a hair. And it was perfect because everybody was just being themselves. So yeah, so that was my trip to Glastonbury. I also went to Wells Cathedral, which is a beautiful, peaceful, sacred space. Bought myself a little angel made of wood from the Holy Land. Pardon me, thank you very much. So I bought myself a little angel as well. Yes. Now this comes on to this final piece of information. When I was working with one group, we were using a pendulum, or I was using a pendulum to get answers to questions. And what I always say is, can you ask the question in your mind so I can't hear it? I can't then put my energy, my intent into the way the pendulum works. And one of my beautiful friends, who has such a pure energy, asked if I would be successful creating energy at the Tor and connecting it. Because when I was in meditation, I can't remember if I was in meditation or in trance, I had been shown a compass. That's a compass, if you didn't know. And the north needle was going like this. It couldn't settle. It couldn't land. But within me, I knew that I had to connect the energy from the Tor to a place in the north, in Scotland. And I was told the Tor. I think I called it the Two Towers. The two towers need to be connected. But I've since found out that there are Tors in Scotland, which I did not know. And I do not know now still where the Tor in Scotland is that I need to connect this energy to. But this lovely friend of mine, Diane, hope you didn't mind, Diane, shout out to Diane, asked, would I be successful? And I was told, no, I would not be successful. And at first I was like, oh, okay. But then I thought, actually, no, that's all right, because it's not just my job. It's my place to go and do the groundwork, placing the crystals in place, putting the pyramid in place, bringing the Merkaba in place, and allowing those to start turning and generating energetically. Oh yeah, the dog's back. But it was going to take more than me to bring in the energy and send it up north to find where it needs to land. Also, the lovely lady who did the beautiful artwork said, you won't find the North Point because the North Point is shifting. And I was like, okay, that's fine. So my job is, and our job is, hopefully, to create enough energy into the Tor so that it can then bounce to the north and link the two towers together. So if you have stuck with me this long, which has basically been me talking your ear off, thank you. I am also putting out this intention here and now that it finds the people who are the right people to help me in this piece of work. And if you've watched it so far, I think you're probably one of them. If you would be so kind. If it doesn't feel right, that's fine. If this video gets very few views because it's not me being all bubbly, I'm also okay with that. That's also okay. But if this video has landed with you and it feels energetically that it is right, and you will know that instinctively in your heart and in your gut, that you are one of the people I need. Voice going again. Excuse me. Then if you have heard the call, you will be the right person to help me. Okay? So if you're able to help me, fantastic. If it's not for you, or you don't feel it's right for you, thank you for watching. Thank you for bringing your attention. Thank you for just holding it in your thoughts for a moment. I appreciate that. I've gone a bit dizzy. Okay, I think they're getting ready for me to do the meditation. Because my meditations, like I've said before, they are not meditated. They are not written. They are as they flow. And they've just made me go a bit rushy. So I'm thinking they may be getting me ready to do the meditation and bring that energy in. So I'm putting this intention that this video will find the right people. I can't put it on Instagram because it's too long. I've been gassing for 30 minutes already. So for that, I apologise. And if you've made it this far, well done. I think now it is time. And if you join me in this in meditation, then I'm hoping that your intention is pure and that your intention will help build the energy at the Tor to do its job and bring that healing, bring that golden light into the Tor, into the heart chakra of the earth, so that we can move forward. One of the things I will say is when I was again in trance, I was shown an alignment of planets. And I think on the day that I did this, there was an alignment of planets in the sky. So everything did fall very much into place at the right time perfectly. So now is the time for meditation. And this is a proper job because we have to come at it. It is a proper job. We are working for the light. We are working for good. Again, if you can hear rustling, the son, who is going back to university next week, is just fuffling around. He's fuffling. So please get yourself into a comfortable space. Oh, I see something going on here. Just doing that's hurting today. It doesn't normally. So please get yourself into a comfy space again. Connect with your breath. Breathe in, breathe out. Just be calm and place one hand on your heart, because I am asking you to bring energy from the divine through your heart chakra to the heart chakra of the planet at the Tor. Connect to Gaia, grow your roots, feel calm and stable and full of love. Allow light from the divine to connect your crown and the divine together. And please take note of the light that you are bringing down. Breathe in, breathe out. Feel calm. Know that you are love. Know that you are receiving love from the divine. Know you are receiving divine energy. Now please picture the Tor in your mind. See the crystals around the base of the Tor. See the golden pyramid encasing the Tor. See the crystal Merkaba above the Tor, above the point, the apex of the pyramid. Now see the circlet of crystals at the base, at the feminine aspect of the Tor, begin to rotate energetically. See the Merkaba at the point, at the apex of the pyramid, rotating also. They are a cosmic engine, creating a vortex to draw light from above, from the divine. And we are standing around the base of the Tor, all of us hand in hand around the base of the Tor. Gabrielle is with us, the feminine aspect of Gabriel. We are pouring divine feminine healing energy into the Tor. Feel that energy flow through you, from your crown, through your heart space, connecting to the Tor at the base. As the crystals dance before you, glinting in the sunshine, shining divine light, giving divine light through our hearts, which is powered by divine light again. See the column of energy at the top of the Tor growing brighter and brighter, shining through the Merkaba, connecting to source above, spreading across the land of Somerset, Avalon, across England, spreading towards Scotland and Wales and Ireland. The ribbon of energy is looking for its place to land energetically in Scotland. The more energy we pour in, the stronger the ribbon will be. And with intent, just say, find where you should land. Connect the towers, connect the tools. Allow that energy to spread and flow and encasing the entire earth. See thousands of us working together to bring the light, to bring the love, to bring the harmony, to bring the peace, to dissolve ego across the earth. Hold that space for as long as you can. Now gently return to the Tor. With love and gratitude. Thank the angels who have worked with us, the elementals who have supported us quietly. May we only work for the highest and the brightest, and bring yourselves gently back. Ground yourself if you can, drink something like water. And I must apologise for my phone going off. It was like calling us to time. Well, that was unattractive, but never mind. So, Thank you. If you were able to do that, I hope you felt that meditation was of use. Please drop a comment below. I'll be very grateful. And now I'm going to use the cards. The cards. No, I'm going to use these cards actually first. The Psychic Tarot of the Heart. Okay, I'm going to use these cards first. And then I'm going to use the others. Oh, okay. Oh, interesting. Right. So, I'm going to cover up the word. First of all, it's 11, which is, of course, an angelic number. I'm looking at you there. Look, if I cover it up, I've got to look at the camera. It is 11. I think it's important to note that there is a dove of peace. I think it is important to note that the winter is behind us. I think it is important to note that there is golden light above. And I think perhaps we are releasing peace into the earth. That's what we've been trying to do. Now, the word underneath is death. And people, when they see that, they go, oh! But actually, things have to die. Things have to end so that the new can begin. And if we have helped a little bit into the death of the old world and helped in the labour pains of bringing forth the new earth, then we have helped. So actually, I'm not despondent with that card at all. I actually think that's a really positive sign. And you can say, oh, you're reading it wrong, it's wrong. And I could well be wrong. And I don't mind. Oh, my word. Okay. I'm going to put those back because that's just too many. There's just too many. Okay. So these are my Healing Energy Oracles by Mario Duguay. And these are the cards that I think, for me, hold the energy of Christ consciousness. I find these quite profound. Oh, no, because I'm just waiting for one, because that was more than one. Right, I'm waiting for one to flip out. Bear with me, bear with me. You've stuck it this long, well done. 42 minutes in, well done you. Are we going to have a card? Are we going to have a card? Going to have a card. Are we going to have a card? Well, that one's sort of sticking out. So I'm going to take that one. It is actually 2 cards. Right. So the first one is actually the colour I'm wearing. So I'm normally a purple blue girly, but I've been drawn very much to this green recently. So that's the picture. The wording is serenity. I haven't read it yet, so I don't know what it is. Through love, release and inner work, I know peace. I have a gentle view of life and welcome every step with confidence. I remain brave in the face of fear and have the wisdom to let the universe do its work. And the other one is faith. I am confident I will achieve my goals. I live in the present and have faith in the future. I firmly believe in my value within the universe. Not perhaps quite as profound as the others, but still beautiful messages. So with that, my angels, I will love you and leave you. I am going to do a warble as well. So you're going to get 2 for the price of 1 this week, because I do know that this may not be for everybody. So I'm hoping they give me a boost of energy so I can do that. So with love and gratitude, I thank you for being with me. I thank you for helping me with this work. And I just wish you love and joy. Take care.